Now in its 28th year, about 7,500 runners are expected to take part in this year's TD Beach to Beacon, drawing participants from across the country and around the world, all taking on the iconic 10K course from Crescent Beach State Park to Portland Head Light.
We all ought to know by now that when you walk into a room full of strangers, they'll treat you the way you expect to be treated. Try experimenting, putting out different attitudes, emotions, thoughts on the telepathic network when you meet somebody new or when you're in a group, business, or social. This is in the free library, so.
If you guys could all close your eyes and raise your hand if you think you're gonna be the top man.
After Beach to Beacon last year, I basically DM'd everybody from Maine who beat me on Strava, and I was like, hey, you guys want to do some workouts? Ever since then, we've been pushing each other.
All right, 3, 2.
Beach to Beacon is one of the top 2 or 3 10Ks in the country.
It's going shoulder to shoulder, the Kenyan and the American, Patrick Kiprop and Connor Mance.
It's Maine's one world-class race.
Connor Mance hits the paper, 27-24.
It was started by Joe Benoit Samuelson, and she really invested in getting a really strong pro field right from the start. So Ben True has the Maine course record. He ran 29:10 in 2009.
I've not been afraid to say, like, I want to get under that record. I don't care if I get 10th or 20th in this race. It's like, I'm just competing for that main field, and we've trained with this on our minds. This is a 30-week build, and for a lot of us, like, this is what was at the end of the tunnel.
All right, guys, week 3 of training to break the Maine course record of the Beach to Beacon 10K this August. Started off Monday with an easy 7 miles in the morning, and then 4 on the treadmill, plus a lift and sauna session in the afternoon.
So I got the meta glasses for Christmas, and I was just having fun, like, recording footage of my runs, and I was like, you know what, I should put something together. I think there were basically 2 big question marks when I set out with this goal to break the Maine course record. The first was, will the fitness come back, or has that ship sailed? You know, I'm 33, I'm working full time. Who's to say if even perfect training would get me back to, you know, that 29 flat or faster shape?
You're coming off of pretty much a career year from cross country now to indoor season. Talk about what are you doing differently that now Local Hegan is a national caliber runner?
I was born and raised in Brunswick, Maine. Moved out to the West Coast for a while, ran professionally for Nike for several years. I actually was the top Mainer at Beach to Beacon way back in 2014.
Will Hegan here off the TD Beach to Beacon, top Maine finisher, just under on the 30-minute barrier. Will, what did you think of the race today? How did it go for you?
It went pretty well. I mean, my 2 goals were to be a top Maine guy and to break 30 if I felt good, so it's pretty ideal. After my pro career, I basically didn't run a step for 2.5 years, and actually had Beach to Beacon as kind of my initial comeback target. I wanted to be able to run like 31 or 32 or so, and you know, fast forward to 2 years later, it's going to take probably sub 29. So having that as motivation and having these guys as motivation has been really fun. You know, there's something special happening with the Portland running community right now.
2:13:50 on the clock. I got 2 minutes to get here.
Oh my God, look at Aaron at the front. Colin right behind him. Drogba right behind him. Halfway, they're on pace. They're comfortable. They're at the front of this pack.
Let's go!
Oh my God!
This is Alec Troxel. Just ran a 2:14 marathon to qualify for the Olympic trials. Colin Cernick ran 2:15 to do the same thing. Basically, I've been getting thrashed by both of these guys on the roads for the past year.
being a kid in Portland, Maine, the coolest thing ever was going to Fort Williams. I didn't even want to run the race. All I wanted to do was watch all these like professional athletes run by. Like I'd go and I'd drive just to watch Ben True fly by me. This is my first year kind of running on the roads and saw, you know, a lot of great success, but you're not the fastest Mainer until you win Beach to Beacon.
Oh yeah. Boom.
There's a great article in a paper today that sort of tells the story of the four guys who are really vying for that title, and they got a special goal in mind. And to tell you that story is Matt Rand.
Thank you, Tony, and we have quite a race on tap tomorrow. The Maine title will be won by one of the men here today. They all live in Portland. They've been training together. They've been publicly going after that Maine resident record, which is 29:10, set by Ben True 17 years ago. But the ingredients are there this year to see that go down. Alec Troxel, he was 4th last year, but he's a completely different runner. Based on his body of work in the last year to high mileage, he may be the fittest man in Maine. But he's going to deal with the guy sitting next to him. That guy is Will Bohegan, among the most talented male runners to ever come out of the state of Maine. It's safe to say he's back, and he's very dangerous.
I kept telling everyone, I was like, this is a moonshot. I've never been this fit before. I have no idea what this translates to.
All our women's shoes starting.
I'm running most days twice a day and working 8 hours in between, but I never look at it as, you know, this is something that's going to hurt me on race day. The way I frame it and look at it is like, wow, it's going to feel so good to beat people who didn't have to do what I had to do.
I knew Will and Alec were both going to be very hard to beat. In a foot race, I'm not beating Will. In the last mile or two, it's very hard for me to beat Alec. I know what I have to do to beat him, and it's not going to be fun. This guy sucks.
What were you saying? And I got all the way to the coffee shop, and I realized I forgot to park the gas.
This is mine. Oh, because we have the same color Pumas. I think they'll be together until 5, and I think the hills will decide who the winner is.
If Alec or Colin can't get away from Will, then he's going to outkick them. But I think Alec's going to get them on the hills, though, and I think Alec's going to win.
I think it's going to be Will and Alec into the park, and then I think Will's got it.
I've never raced Will at his best, and this guy's a professional runner, so I didn't know if it was, you know, I'm going to be putting the whole 2 miles in because he is just that much better.
I was very confident going in. I was very confident I could beat Alec. I was very confident we would get the record. I haven't been that excited for a race in a long time.
You shoot out fast, and that was the game plan. Let's get out with the pros, let's go out with them. We got out in around 4:33 through the mile, and it almost felt too good. And then there was kind of this one small move where basically every professional kind of got like a 10-meter gap on us. They disappeared, and it was like, holy cow, this is the Maine Race now. We were all side by side, just duking it out. For me, it was win this group. If those guys make a move, you cover it no matter what.
We got to the top of the hill at mile 2 all together, and Colin for some reason is like a downhill specialist.
Beach to Beacon specifically, I know I can roll for the first 5K. And in my game plan leading up to the race, I knew I had to put in a few random surges.
Colin hammered that 2 to 2.5, and I was like, holy cow, Colin's gonna put a gap on us. It was that hard. Whether it was that 800 or a different part of the race, like I knew there was a part where it was like, you're gonna have to really hurt here, but that's your race, you need to go with any move that's made.
And then leading up to the 3rd mile, there's a long climb, and the lead that I gained on Will and Alec, I quickly lost, and they caught back up to me.
You know, he'll probably see this if it makes the film, but one of the things I knew with Colin was he was going to hit a water station. And when you hit a water station, you have to slow down to get water. So I saw him go to the water station, and I was like, all right, we got to push now because this is our move on Colin.
Panic to acceptance just happens in an instant, really. Maybe it like germinates or festers a mile before you want to, and you're just denying it. But it does truly just kind of happen in an instant. They passed me, they gapped me, and that was all I could do. That was it.
Yeah, by the time we got to 5K, we were 14:25 or so, right on target. And at this point, it's just me and Alec. The first 40% of the race should be somewhat under control. The last 20% of the race, you can let the adrenaline take over. And so it's that middle 40, from 40% to 80%, where you just have to accept that you're going to be like deep in a dark place.
Through 5K, I was in a good amount of pain, and that next mile was our slowest mile. It was like maybe 4:50, 4:49. For some reason in my head, the record was gone at that point, even though we were still probably under record pace. It just became, all right, you're racing Will. And I honestly felt so crappy during the race that it was kind of that weird feeling of just get second. He has to feel better than you feel right now. Sit behind him. Second is still really good. He was breathing like it was a threshold workout, but I could still hear him breathing. I was like, all right, maybe Will doesn't feel as good as he looks right now. You just need to hang on for dear life.
We were dead even for the first 5 miles, and once you're in that last mile and it's the rolling hills, you're fighting for your life.
I knew Will's got me in a flat, Will's got me in a downhill, but I think I'm stronger over hills than him. My mom was right at Fort Williams, and I was like, if you see me come up that hill and I have a gap, go to the finish line because that's a good sign. I was like, but if I don't have a gap coming into Fort Williams, I'm going to lose this race. So every single hill during that last mile, I pushed as hard as I could, and I couldn't feel him budge. We'd kind of both take breaths on the downhill, recover. Next hill, I'd go again.
And then we turn into the fort, very short, steep uphill.
Come up the big hill, I see my mom and everyone, and we're still neck and neck. But I looked at my mom, and I smiled, I gave her a wink, and I was like, you still need that gap. I got to the top of the hill. I sprinted about as hard as I could for 10 seconds.
He put in maybe 10 really hard strides and opened up the gap.
At that point, I don't think I still realized like what I was doing, and it was like, I have a gap on Will Gohegan, just go, go, go. It was the most stressful 400 meters of my life. I looked back probably 100 times, and then I kind of look up too, and there were 3 professional runners there.
Here's Barry Keane from Cambridge. Murphy Smith, Charlotte, North Carolina. Aiden Troutner, Provo, Utah. Alex Troxel, Portland, Maine.
Alec finished in 29:15. I finished in 29:18, and Ben's record of 29:10 lives on.
I saw the time, I knew we didn't get it, but that I didn't even care about. I was like, holy crap, we just did this. And then the only thing I wanted to do was lay on the ground. I was in so much pain.
Seeing the clock over 29:10 in combination with not beating Alec was tough.
I know how bad he wanted that win. I know how bad he wanted that record. And he still came up, he gave me a hug. And that's what I think made it so special.
Our third place Maine male in 30:06. From Portland, Colin Cernick.
I did find an extra gear somewhere, and I remember sprinting the last quarter mile, and I found the ground pretty quick and was carried away straight into the medical tent. And they took my temperature, and I was about a 105. They say at 107 is when your brain starts to melt. It felt pretty good knowing like I did all I could, and they got me straight to the medical tent. I don't think I could have done anything more.
10 seconds off of that Maine record in 29:19 from Portland, William Gohegan.
I didn't think I would ever be running, a lifetime PR in a race that I did multiple times as a pro. Didn't know exactly how I would have liked, but I'm incredibly glad that we all went for it.
Our men's champion in 29:15, just a few seconds off the record, from Portland, Alec Troxel.
Just seeing my family, seeing my friends. A lot of them didn't see the finish line, so it was, they'd come up and say, who won? And just to say like, oh, I won, was the coolest feeling ever. This one I want to sink in. I want to remember this one. I finished this race and people asked what's next, and for me I'm going to go right back to work. I woke up the next morning, I went to work, I helped customers who had no idea what the beach beacon was and couldn't care less. It's humbling, but I don't know, I love it. I know I'm never going to be a professional runner, but I love what I do and I don't need to get paid to do that. I'm chasing a dream of mine and I couldn't ask for anything more.
Nobody gives